The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. Workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. The history of all previous societies has been the history of class struggles. The theory of communism may be summed up in one sentence: abolish all private property. Capital is dead labor, which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labor, and lives the more labor it sucks. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. The production of too many useful things results in too many useless people. Surround yourself with people who make you happy. People who make you laugh, who help you when you're in need. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. The ideas of the ruling class are in every epoch the ruling ideas. Reason has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. The first requisite for the happiness of the people is the abolition of religion. Democracy is the road to socialism. The way people relate to each other socially is intimately tied to the mode of production. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. The ruling ideas are nothing more than the ideal expression of the dominant material relationships. History repeats itself, first as tragedy, second as farce. Nothing can have value without being an object of utility. The rich will do anything for the poor but get off their backs. The last capitalist we hang shall be the one who sold us the rope. Education is free. Freedom of education shall be enjoyed under the condition fixed by law. Capitalism is like a vampire, it lives only on the blood of the working class. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. The working class is revolutionary or it is nothing. The meaning of peace is the absence of opposition to socialism. The oppressed are allowed once every few years to decide which particular representatives of the oppressing class are to represent and repress them. Social progress can be measured precisely by the social position of the fair sex. Let the ruling classes tremble at a communistic revolution. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. They have a world to win. The bureaucracy takes itself to be the ultimate purpose of the state. The tradition of all dead generations weighs like a nightmare on the brains of the living. Man makes religion, religion does not make man. The more the division of labor and the application of machinery extend, the more does competition extend among the workers. The only antidote to mental suffering is physical pain. The product of mental labor science always stands far below its value because the labor time necessary to reproduce it has no relation at all to the labor time required for its original production. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. The way people relate to each other socially is intimately tied to the mode of production. Freedom is the recognition of necessity. In a higher phase of communist society, after the enslaving subordination of the individual to the division of labor, and therewith also the antithesis between mental and physical labor, has vanished, after labor has become not only a means of life but life's prime want. The history of all hitherto existing society is the history of class struggles. The bourgeoisie has stripped of its halo every occupation hitherto honored and looked up to with reverent awe. Political power, properly so-called, is merely the organized power of one class for oppressing another. Reason has always existed, but not always in a reasonable form. The ruling ideas of each age have ever been the ideas of its ruling class. The education of all children, from the moment that they can get along without a mother's care, shall be in state institutions. Revolutions are the locomotives of history. The mode of production of material life conditions the general process of social, political, and intellectual life. The proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it.